Hi, good morning, everyone on Facebook, and good morning to this happy Canada Day. And we are on this 15 weekly Zoom call since the beginning of this year, and we have done 15 Zoom call. We have done six meetups, including this month, and it's a long journey, as in how we have been doing live and doing hate to break Zoom calls since the beginning of the year. Hi Dave. And I know a lot of people, a lot of you guys, fellow guys, stay at home and watching this one, taking a break. And you know what, and I find this wonderful opportunity to share with whoever that's actually taking the time to improve yourself. And really, it's really it's when you look at marketing, and today's call is about marketing, by the way. When you look at marketing, it's really come down to know when to market. It really just come down to doing the marketing when the rest of the people is uh, is actually um, is actually not doing the marketing. Um, but I mean, a lot of you guys is staying home. Is Happy Canada Day, and let me share the screens here. Some of you guys are actually on Facebook here, and encourage you guys. Hi, Dave. Encourage all you guys to join, and who can share. And I learned something last week is on my Zoom call is I have to get better on the Zoom settings, and I know that's. Let me see right now. And you know what? Here we are. For all you guys in Facebook and in YouTube, please join me on the Zoom, and we're talking about three things on investing multifamily, and let's just get started. And um, in investing in multifamily, there's three things that I talk about. By the way, first of all, this is my latest screenshot of me. I launched app online, and Dave, you have problems trying to go online. The password is let me answer the questions quickly. The password is 834058. Dave, the password is 834058. So yeah, so join in while you can, and we're gonna wait for you a little bit. But let's just get started. So I've been doing investing for since 2006. I've been investing in Canada, US, and China, and going back to US, and eventually go into the multifamily space. I have speak and host event online, offline, and this is my 21st event of the year, and do some count about 5,000 audience in there has listened to me speak online, offline, and I'm continuously committed to doing this because of what I'm about to show you today is really is really about marketing. Whatever we do in any kind of things in business and whatnot is about marketing. So today's Zoom call, really quick time to chase, is really about how do you master marketing and raise enough capital. And hi, Eric. Join us, Eric, online on the Zoom call, and really and how to master deal flow, because everyone's know in the real estate world you have to have deal flow going on, enough deal flow going on, and here we're um, and um, and to do the deal flow. Hi, David here. And to do enough deal flow, you have to do enough marketing. And I know including me, when I first starting to invest in real estate, first thing I've come in mind is like, I'm not in I'm not in marketing. I don't want to do marketing. That's my first reactions. I don't get into this business so that I can do marketing. And I see all these successful investors who are able to raise a lot of capital, and I'm seeing the big guys, they are doing a lot of marketing, tons of marketing. And eventually one of the guys tell me, what, it doesn't matter what you do in life. There's few things you have to be really good at, and the only way to keep doing good at it is keep doing it, right? No one's really have the secret formula, so to speak. But And then he goes on to tell me is, what, whatever that you're in, whatever business you're in the marketing business. And that's the time that, what, okay, yeah. And first time I hear about that is, that's great. Hi, Lynn. And How do I market, right? How do I market? Because I am, for some of you guys know me, I'm an engineer as a background. So I have engineering, my previous life, and I just, this is not my thing. Like, like, how do I market? You mean put on a show or whatnot? Like, you put on a newspaper? That's my understanding of marketing at the beginning. So I have this topic today because I want to give you a little bit of understanding. What do I mean by marketing? What do I market? How do all these guys, when I say what do I do marketing, I look at all these guys and what do they do? Like, the people who really successful in raising capital, what do they do? At the beginning, no one's like, if you say you want to get into real estate business, the first thing that we do, everyone's do, is look at all the big guys. What do they do, right? Until you can break through and find a way to create your own, so to speak. And so so for all you guys on Facebook, please go on to the Zoom link and let me know if you don't know the Zoom link. But the password is 834 058 834 058. So let me continue on this. So my the guy I remember listening to is like, what, you just have to do marketing. And nowadays marketing is very easy. you know you can put a post online, and that's a way to market. And you can put it online on all this major social platform. And the good thing about it is everyone is on social social platform, social media. Hi, Zoe. And hi, how are you doing? Um, Everyone's on social platform. Like, honestly, just think about now. This is Canada Day today, and happy Canada Day, everyone's. For all the Canadians, who take the time to join me. But and what do everyone does? Like, we go online and we find informations and we find meetings to join, and it doesn't cost you a dime. Like, that's how crazy it is. And yes, it's happy Canada Day. A few days later, it will be happy July 4th, which is my anniversary with my wife. But everyone's online now, and you really have to learn how to capitalize it sooner or later, to take advantage of all the millions and billions of people online every single day, every single time on the cell phone. So the topic I want to share today again is mastering the marketing. Thank you, Silly. Mastering the deal flow and raise enough capital. And I have someone that's like, have really good at, raising capital online right now, and they can share with you the story. But it's come down to it's really come down to a few things that I would like to share. But first, um, mastering marketing, I have a few questions here. Let me see if I can. Okay. Hi, Luis. Mastering marketing questions worth asking, first of all, is do you have a marketing plan? And a couple of other things I have come in mind is also how many times before we say that, do you have a marketing plan? And I have just bear with me. I have so much headache last week. I want to make sure that the Zoom call doesn't create any kind of like hiccup up from last times. I think we're good. Um, so um, so um, how many times? The question is, I have to you is to you guys is how many times? I don't know how many of you guys drink Coca Cola. I drink Coca Cola like a lot. I love Coke, and I just love Coke, right? I think it's because I born like from day one. I love drinking Coke, and but that's all before I know about marketing, before I know about the power of putting your name out there, and yeah, just how many times you have to put someone put an image in front of you before you say, this is, yeah, I'm gonna buy it, right? I know from normal TV perspective, like I know some like advertisement. I think this kind of like factuate of, I think it's called factuation rates. Is basically showing you in front of you 32 times before they're gonna really click on your mind subconsciously, right? And how many times you see Coke on TVs, like how many times you hear about Coca-Cola on radios, and how many times you see Coca-Colas on Facebook, right? And all that. How many times you see Fidelity on billboards, right? How many times if you see a really successful realtor in your town, how many times you see his billboard on TVs, on billboard, LCDs, restaurants, um, and the reason I mentioned that is really come down to situations of the all the medias, and whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, and all this kind of platform, is it's kind of come down to, first of all, let me answer these questions. It has to be many times on Coca-Cola on TVs, and regardless how much it costs. By the way, I know it costs a lot, but look at how big Coca-Cola is. I know it costs a lot for any major player to put a lot of marketing. By the way, not every marketing costs money, and you know this. And some marketing is more effective, and some marketing is free, but effective. So first of all, you have to answer a question. Do you have a marketing plan? It doesn't matter. If you don't have a marketing plan, it's okay. But you have to understand the fact that anything that works in our life, in our business, is come down to effective marketing, but it's also come down to abundance of marketing, meaning that you have to do enough. You do consistent, you have to do enough. You have to do it month in, month out, weeks in, weeks out, years in, years out. I have this funny idea of investing, and is I have a story, and I would like to share with you. Um, a few years back, I approached an industry player. I was trying to do our interview with him, and long and short, I go to his office and I sit down with him. Hey, I want to do interview with you because I see some good things. I want to do co-branding. Basically, it's come down to that was 2 years back, and and long and short is, we have a good conversation. At the end, he declined me, and that's okay. It basically tell me that I was too small, and you know what, that's not in a good way, right? In a good way, but it's still honestly still kind of hurt here at that time, and because he's like, what, I want to do it, but I forget about it. I forget about it. Years pass, and I didn't really follow up with that, and I just keep doing my own marketing, so to speak, right? I keep doing my marketing, so to speak, and keep doing the things. And about a month ago, this gentleman suddenly sent me email, and it's initiated by him. Um, it's this good friend of mine, and he sent me like, and basically asked me to do this now, and to basically do the marketing and things like that. Oh, at the end, it's like, I sent him a bunch of questions. Yeah, I say that, yeah, let's do this. And I always welcome opportunity, always say yes, right? And we schedule a call, and we schedule a Zoom meeting, a Zoom interview. And it's funny, at the end of the call, and because I was thinking that he just wanted to be doing the meeting, which is fantastic because I asked for it a few years back. And at the end of the call, and he casually um, and asked me a question. Hey, by the way, if your next projects, I've been seeing some good things you've been doing with investors, and I'll be interested to be a partner of equity side, and so on and so forth. So I know what he's asking. But I was shocked, right? I was basically not asking him for investing with me or investing with my company, with my partners. And I was just basically want to ask him for interviews and to generally like, promote him, promote myself for my company and as a co-branding, as I said. And at the end, he mentioned is like, that let me know, keep me updated of the wonderful opportunities that you might have. The reason why I want to bring that story to you is for many of you guys will when I say marketing, and many of you guys will have, thank you, Silly, thank you for wishing that. Many of you guys will say, but marketing is too boring and marketing doesn't work. Many of you guys will even say marketing doesn't work, or marketing is too too hi Gary, marketing is too expensive maybe, and marketing is so and so and whatnot. But I want to assure you, and because I have experienced it many times, marketing does work. But marketing is not something that you think that you're going to put on a show one day and put on a newspaper one day and it works the next day. Hi, Jackie. And it's certainly not like that. And it certainly requires a lot of continuous attentions to your customers, to your market. And the reason why I answer questions before asking you, and have a good day, Silly. Thank you. Is how many times have you seen Coca-Cola on TVs and it's still showing on TVs even after everyone know what Coca-Cola is? Same as Fidelity, same as Walmart, like same as all this major corporation. If you want to be one day to be one of them, basically, and if you want to be one day like like have a successful business like one of them, you have to have a really good understanding of really good on marketing, what marketing is. And why I give you the idea, why I give you an example of me, someone initiate communication back to me and saying they want to invest me, because it happens to me a number of times now. But it certainly doesn't start like that at the beginning. It certainly doesn't start like that at the beginning because I was starting and I didn't have a good understanding of what marketing is all about, right? I didn't know marketing was, and I certainly doesn't have a marketing degree, just like many of you guys, have come from different background. You don't need a marketing degree, and you don't need a business degree major. You don't even need to be to be educated in like have a BSc in real estate to start investing in real estate. That's what I'm trying to say. But what you need is to continue educating yourself on the things that and for example, today I pick up three things that I said that's really important for you guys, and I want you guys to focus on that. Is marketing and deal flow, and also raising capital, right? And I kind of hit the 2 points in one story already by showing you what consistent marketing it can do for your brand, and what it can do for you if you're raising capital. But you if you don't have a business plan or marketing plan, don't stop there. It's going to take you time, skills, effort, and money. And make sure you're aware of that, and make sure it. Many times I talk to individual, because the reason why I can understand what you think in your mind is because I was also one of you guys. When someone tell me that requires skills and time, effort, and money. The one thing that hit me is like money, but I don't have money, right? How can I start marketing with no money? You know, um, in business, one thing that I find is it doesn't take money to make money. It takes patient, time, skills, and all this doesn't cost money, by the way. And I know you need times because first of all, any skills that you can learn, you need patience and times, and of course, you need great attitude to learn that skills. Effort, you have to be willing to do the work longer than what others willing to do. Today's Canada Day. Most of the people in Canada they are taking a day off. You know, um, but I decided that I have a commitment to my group. Is like I have a weekly Zoom call that I'm going to do it. You have to be willing to, and you know what? Actually, that's a really good way to market while everyone is staying at home and not doing or like this is thing. Everyone is actually taking a break. This is the best time to market too. But you know what? Eventually, you're gonna need money, but it doesn't take money at the beginning. It actually take time, skills, and effort, and continuous effort of marketing. Talk of years of marketing yourself, and because you're just learning it, right? And to effectively marketing yourself. So I kind of break down to some negative bullet. I want to kind of share on what we talk about, how we talk about it, who we are targeting on marketing, right? And yeah, first of all, like I didn't know all of this. I spent a lot of time learning about marketing, following footstep of marketing, good marketing people, and then continuously up my game. Sign up, on different kind of on different kind of email lists, successful marketer online, offline, because I want to learn about how they market, right? And continuously better myself. Even though slowly and slowly investors will seek out to you, but you still have to learn. You still have to keep up with the game. Our economy has been changing so rapidly. What we used to knowing in raising capital, face to face meeting is different now, right? And then it's different now. But let's say you are trying to target your investors. You know, who are you talking about? Number one is who these investors that in your mind that you're thinking. I put in a couple bullets. Is like first thing is like if you thinking that investor is my target. So first of all, that's not good enough. Investors, you have to kind of deep down to knowing that real estate investors is different from other kind of investors. You have to be pinpointed to where is the geographical areas. We have to pinpoint it to the demographics. Who are your investors? A funny thing is if you are like me and you're starting out to attract investors, and I didn't know this at the beginning. It's like people who are attracted to me as an investor will be different, most likely different from investor who are attracted to you or you, and simply because the basics of creating relationships and creating relationship with investors. The really basic is this is come down to know, like, and trust. And what investor the particular type of investor will be attracted to me because of we have different personality and different characteristics and different dispositions on individually will have just different, right? And you attract to different investors. I do know that for myself, and because when investors come to me and I see some investors will invest with me and many investors will not invest with me. It's because of it's because of how I position myself as a branding, and what kind of product that you are like, what kind of investment you are you are getting your investors with you. My product is investing in the US, and of course not everyone's into investing in the US. So you have to really know, like by experience, by talking to your investor, and you will slowly and slowly know who are your investors, right? Who, like, are they male, are they female, what's the background, what's the income, and what is the education status, what's the marital status, all this kind of good informations. Because it's very important for you to really understand effectively who are you, predominantly your investor avatar. They say that investor avatar, like avatar, is target avatar. Is basically is a marketing term, but it's basically knowing that that is that is kind of the cohort that you want to talk to. But you as an individual investor, you want to figure that out, right? Who is your audience, right? Because as I said, it's going to be different for Will, for David, for Luz, and for Cillians, like Jackie. Like you have all different disposition character, and you have different network that who want to help you, who want to be um, I like to be associated with you because I do believe most of us and want to help other people. I have investors that I just finished a investor call who was my existing investors, Hillary, and earlier, actually last week. And she's a great example. She wants to support what we are doing because of the ideology, the ideas we want to do on the market we want to do, investing in, and she wants to keep on investing and along and partnering with us. Well, of course, it's a good fortune, and we are honored to do that. And but I learned that along the way, um, that is one of the investor avatar that is that would like to be associated with me, would like to support us, can continuously partnering with us. And I learned along the way. All right. And for all you guys, as you approach your investors, you're going to have some wins, you're going to have many failures along the way that you're going to learn, right? You're going to learn how what are those. And yeah. So again, let's come back to demographics, come back to who are your investor is again to you, you will have different demographics, because my company is hate to break. And I find out basically that, from my experience, who would like to be associated with me. As you create your company, as you create your businesses, as you create your marketing material, and you will learn from your audience. If you listen, right? If you listen and pay attention, you will notice what what type of investors, what type of personnel will keep coming to your group and would keep pay attention to you, and it's not turned off by you, right? And I learned it that way as well. So listen, and then you have to do a few of this, and then you listen and you ask questions. Why you have to answer? Why do you want this invest with us? And what is attractive, and you will learn it along the way, and just like the way that I have learned from my business, right? And um, so how do you market right now? And I put the slides. It's kind of like a challenging slides, okay? And don't be taking negative, but I say that if how do you market, or like what do you market? The question is more like, do you market right now? If the answer is no, that's okay. Everyone start with no background. A lot of people start in the great example of Spanx, the lady who started Spanx like 20 years ago, and and is an undergarment company that's massively successful. She has started with no education, no background in the undergarment industry. And so kind of get back to you. If the answer is no, that's okay, but don't stop there, right? Everyone start from no, or like from anything. Everyone start their business, especially all these people. They start from no. So the question you have to think about is, are you good on marketing? That's first of all, if you're like starting from something from new, like me as well, like other people, that's okay. Maybe you need help. Go find the books, find a course, find someone who are good at marketing, and just learn from them. Find mentors, find resources, and you know what? We are in 2020 now, and when you Google online, like there's all these people, they are having great business before, and now they didn't have internet, they didn't have this. We have this. I just turn on a camera, and I'm literally speaking potentially billions of people online if I know how to market myself. And the power that we have today is so powerful that we just have to learn how to do this as almost zero cost, right? Of course, when you want to go advanced and you have to pay it, and that's okay. But you know what? We really master the topic of marketing, because that's the skills that doesn't matter if you're in real estate, if you're in any kind of business, and the marketing theory is the same. How do you implement it, and the how is different on different industry. But and then what you're going to do on different industries is going to be different. But really the basic of marketing is really is hasn't changed, because marketing has come down to psychology of human beings and investors of. And I would say marketing to investors is different from general marketing. And you have to understand the internal psychology of what investor wants. I hear all this all day long when I started out investing. I remember going to seminars, and they always talk about investors have different mindset, and but they never really tell me what do you mean different mindset. And this eventually I learned about different questions and different positioning you have to do. But there's no way, I guarantee you, there's no way that I would be actually looking at a book and without actually physically doing marketing and figure out from the book, how should I say, what should I say. And even if the answer is in front of me, I don't even know how to do it anyway. So again, if you're not doing marketing, it doesn't matter if you are investing in single family or investing in multifamily. It really doesn't matter. You have to do marketing. Um, a great example of a local realtor is Justin Harvey. I think I listened to his radio ads. He is doing 10 millions revenue last year, and his marketing budget is over a million on radios, on ads, on billboards, on you name it, LCD, and radio and TVs. So he's associated with major people, major authorities, and on the real estate side, and that's his marketing. That's his marketing. He's paying a lot of money to do the marketing. But again, it's not that everyone's have to do something like that. But the mindset of really mindset is really come down to mastering um, the marketing aspect of your business, and really trying to learn as much as you can, and on how do you market yourself. And the first step is to do it. And how do you market right now? And you think taking too much time, the best way to go is actually, I've shared this secret, because I think it's really effective, because that's the basically a free way to get someone to teach you. I saw it as it's like, I always love to find myself, and this is what I do. I think all of you guys should do it as well. I would suggest all you guys should do it, is to find the best marketer out there, and to really, you don't have to pay them, by the way, and really copy what they do. Like if you, because the one thing is, like, you may not have his marketing plan, you may not have his marketing budget, you may not have his or her marketing company to help you. But there's certainly things that you can do and copy with your own ability right now. Remember, like, my story about, I start marketing myself and trying to co-branding with one of the gentlemen that I want to associate with, and it declined me at the beginning. And if you keep doing it, and that's a good story of that, is because you may as well keep coming back. And I have many of that, as I ramp up my marketing myself. It's just true. It just works, right? And go on an example. If you're making a soft drink product at your basement, very good, awesome. A lot of people in Calgary here doing their own version of, the home brew beer, the brewery, right? Now you want to compete with Coca-Cola, let's say, and now you need a marketing plan, right? And most of the time, most of the time, you don't need to start paying marketing to create one, right? I would suggest copy 10 of the competitions. I said it already, and pick your own style. You want to be different. You want to have USP, right? And you want to have a USP. Hi, Mark. How are you doing? I just love it. And you don't need to pay someone to do your marketing plan, and you can just copy yourself. And key takeaway is start marketing so you can learn what works and what doesn't work for you. And even even when your marketing would not, this is information the marketer would not know. So Mark, that's Canada Day. Yes, I know a lot of guys is taking it easy. But thanks for watching. um, but the marketer, your marketer would not know this, I tell you. And why I suggest everyone to take really your own marketing to yourself and really think about what works or not. Just answer these questions really honestly. You know this too, right? No one's is going to care about your business other than yourself when you're starting out, and no one's is going to be the best seller other than yourself. And if you the one of the biggest reason why even paying someone to do your marketing for most people fail is love you, Mark. Yes, thank you. You too. Keep happy Canada Day, Mark. Um, um, because most marketing company would not works for most of us, because they don't know what they may charge you for money to do your marketing plan. They might charge you to understand your businesses. You know what the thing is, they will not they will not have as much as a good understanding. They will not they will not comparing to you. If you they will not understand your investors because they're not you, right? And they may trying to learn. They may charge you $50, $100 an hour to to understand your market, understand your network. But my question is, why are you paying your marketing company to do that? Why you don't do? No one's can help you to close your client, so to speak, right? And you don't want them to help you to close your client, so to speak, anyway. If they're your investor, you want them to invest with you, and you don't want paying someone to get the investor for you. So do the work and rub the sleeves. And when you bigger and bigger, you actually understand your avatar, you understand your marketing, you understand who attracted to you. Eventually, then you can tell your investors, right? To You can actually tell your investors to tell your marketing company to go hunt down those guys. And you know what, if the marketing company know this, I'm not saying that everyone, but usually I'm not saying every marketing company is to go out and just charge you for the fee. I'm not saying that. But most of the time when you're starting out, you need to know what money you're putting into. You need to be wise and where you're going to put in the money is. And understanding your marketer, your avatar of your investor is such a key thing that you can hand it off. You have to do it yourself, right, at the beginning. And that's tons of channel, right? That's a channel you can do it yourself, right? And online is free, even offline, and when they tell you it costs money, pick the free options, right? When someone telling you that you can have a pay option, you can have free options, I suggest everyone trying the free options at first. And the reason is, when you do the free options, you are doing it at, if you put an ad, you putting on, let's say, put out a post online yourself, you are doing it yourself, and you will know what works and what doesn't. And all this is doesn't cost any money. When you're putting a post online, you're trying different strategies. That's you asking questions that have someone to respond to you. As simple as, how about it's like, investing in US is good, and let's just say that, right? And you will know as you put in posts and posts and posts, you will know what works, what doesn't work, right? And you just listen. Remember that I mentioned that if you put in marketing strategy out there, you will keep hearing from your investors, from your people, fellow investors, associate with, they will tell you what works, what doesn't work, right? And I mentioned it here, if you have a lot of capital kicking around, then you can hire someone, but we talk about major capital here. If you have that kind of capital kicking around to do marketing, um, not saying that you don't do it, not saying that you don't spend money, but those are the big budget that if you grow, eventually then you want to have someone to do it for you. But all other things is, one key things I would say, listen to your investors, but don't just listen to them, because many of the feedback are right, it help, but not all, right? Not all the feedback. In fact, as you doing marketing, um, and you put on posts, you put on email, you put on associate, you kind of call, and you will have some very, very good, and you just need some very, very good feedback and tell you this is good, I want to partner with you, and just need a few of those, partner with you, and you're good, right? And but you, at the same time, you're gonna hear some noise. I call it noise, and they they will tell you that, that's, don't do it. They will tell you Dave, don't do it. They will tell you that Will, don't do it. Howard, don't do it. And that's awesome too, right? And that's because they tell you what works, what doesn't work. And eventually, not all your audience will be your investors, and that's okay, right? Because like no matter how big Coca-Cola is, that's still people who like to drink Pepsi, right? Right? It's like doesn't matter. Like you don't need 100% of the people who listen to you and doing work and invest with you. You just need maybe 0.0001%, right? So I find it's very amazing is because when you put in major marketing out there, when you put in 10 times the effort, that's always people will tell you that, what, flow it. I don't think you're doing the right thing. Who cares, right? And in fact, think of it as a compliment that you're doing major marketing because you're putting major effort that some people, they just, it's just, if you're putting two marketing piece out there, the chances you're getting boom, nothing coming back, right? No good thing, no, because it's just not enough marketing. Two pieces of marketing out there, likely you just hear nothing back. No one telling you that I want to invest with you. No one telling you that you sucks. And definitely, and that's just the way it is. But if you put in the thousands or even 500 pieces of marketing out there, post, email, things like that, and whatnot, you're gonna hear, I guarantee you, some people is like, you know what, that's good job, good job. And because some people telling you that, I mean, maybe if you put in a thousands marketing piece out there, post, whatnot, and I guarantee you maybe have five people telling you that you do a good job, right? And two people saying that I hate you, don't ever mess up with me again because you know what, you're spamming me. And 900 and 900 and 900 and 990 piece of investors, of individual investors going to have silence, complete silence. Right? When you do have two marketing piece of two when your marketing efforts only at the two level, you will not hear anything, and you not hear the five investors want to invest with you, right? And you never hear about the two people that saying that hate you, Howard, don't mess with me, don't send me anything. And so it's come back to that, right? It's come back to that, and knowing that the many great marketers say that, and some of them really generous and say that, and it's because when you hear about bad things, it's fantastic. I mean that you done enough. They hear you enough, and you just have to let them go. By the way, at that time, if you're reaching that point, if you're like other marketers, and you're reaching that point, it means that you have to just let them go, and that's okay, right? So I say that here. Let me wrap it up quickly. So you worry about the wrong marketing. Some of you guys worry about the wrong marketing type. Speaking of that, that's why you don't want to do it. You don't want to be, you're saying that I don't know how to market, right? and I never go graduate from marketing degrees, and my marketing material may be not perfect, right? Or like my slides may not be perfect. You notice my slides sometimes have typo, right? I try to get the best I can, but I also at the same time, I know what is more important, and it's maybe not the best timing. Canada Day today is a good example. Maybe it's not the best timing, right? Who cares? Who cares? This video, I'm gonna transcribe it, and gonna be on my board, on my emails, and on my YouTube, on multiple channels. You will never be perfectly ready and perfect material in term of quality, and will never be at best timing. And but I would like to encourage you to let the best marketing start from so and so marketing. Everyone does. you know $1 billion companies start um from $0, or like from $50 revenue streams. So and Warren Buffett say that really best. That's no Most people are not getting the result that they can, because most would not want to get rich slow. I'm going to say that again. Most people, Warren Buffett say this. Most people are not at the level that they want to be playing in their life, is because they don't want to get rich slow. So it requires a lot of patience, a lot of actions, and but you don't have to be perfect and ready at the best timing. You just go do it, and you can learn along the way. Your investor, your audience will tell you what works, what doesn't work. Marketing deal flow, master your deal flow. I said it many times, so I'm gonna rush it through. What your current deal sources is? You're doing your brokers. How many brokers you know? How many brokers you're talking to on a daily level, on a weekly level? Are you doing your direct mail? Investors who own 2,000 units. I was talking to him last week. He tell me the market is a lot of capital is chasing deals. So I asked him, so what are you doing? So, you know what? I'm still doing my marketing. I'm still doing my market mail, a direct mail. So this is talk about a pretty good guy. Own 2,000 units in the Georgia market, and he's telling me that. So the big guys definitely do marketing, and the questions I have to you is, small guys like medium guy like us, what are you doing if you're not doing marketing, right? And raise enough capital. So this go hand in hand in your marketing. In the first session that I shared with all you guys at the beginning, marketing will make all things easier, and including raising capital. Instead of answering capital will start flowing to you, as experiencing right now. Because if you're doing enough marketing, capital will slowly coming to you. It is inversely proportional relationships. I say equations is the same. The more marketing you do, the less chasing you have to do when you raising capital. The more marketing you do, the less effort you will be needing to convince, to because you're more credible when you do more marketing, and the less effort the less begging, like, you have to be when you're talking to investors. And meaning you don't have to, you instead of begging for money, you're offering your opportunity. I heard this. I guarantee you, I go to so many seminars. They always say this. You're not begging, you're not asking for money, you're offering opportunity. I super guarantee you that this is one most misunderstood piece of information. They're just saying that you're offering opportunity. Yeah, I understand that. What do you mean? It means that if you don't do your marketing, you'll be begging for money anyway. Doesn't matter how you term it. I triple guarantee you. If you don't put yourself out there enough, you're begging for opportunity. You're begging for money. It's the same. You have to do enough marketing so that when the first time you're touching investors, you have the confidence that the investor look at you, where David, Blues, Will, and Mark, online, all of you guys, when you're doing your pitching, because you're doing enough marketing, you do enough positioning, you're offering opportunity now. Okay, so because if you're begging for money, it means it's a sign. Okay, take it as a sign. I have experienced that both way. When I'm begging for money, I certainly do enough of my begging, just so that you guys know. I do enough of my begging, I do enough of my marketing, attracting capital passively. When I don't do enough marketing, I feel like I'm begging. Well, actually, I was begging. When I do enough marketing, the money will come to your door and you just need to close it. You know, so the choice is yours, right? The choice is yours. But, um, the question is, what do you have to do right now, right? And have you educate your investors to let them know the time is right to great opportunity to get under the market value properties, right? Hyperinflation, this is kind of the key terms I want you to kind of crunch in. When you come to the investing, think of it not, getting investor money just for the investing perspective. First of all, before they want to jump into the wagon and invest with you, you have to do enough education for them. You have to educate them on the market. You have to educate them on the deals. You have to educate them your philosophy, your strategies, and you have to, whether it's online or offline, doesn't matter. It's an education event. When you educate them enough, then they're comfortable. Then eventually they're going to invest with you, right? And next big thing is hyperinflation is coming. Whether it's hyperinflation, superinflation, because of all this money printing activity is coming. So many tons of capital is pouring into hard asset. And I say that many times. I know this number is probably outdated already. In the world, we have 270 trillion uh, dollars of hard asset, commercial hard asset that is in our world. And of course, the numbers keep pushing up higher and higher. I don't know, is it double? This is pre-COVID figure. We just printed double the money in US, right? And in US is 50-60% of the market of the world. So you figure like how much all this commercial hard asset is going to be, right? It's going to push up higher because it's chasing. It's chasing. In fact, one of the really respectable investors telling me that cap rate will potentially going to eventually go to zero. Before you guys know what I mean, go to zero means that super high pricing, hard capital, we're chasing it. So you can say, I'm going to wait until real estate is going to get to super expensive, or you can do the marketing right now, be credible, be the marketer to do your capital raising effort on all different kind of channel, regardless whether it's best timing ready or the best quality or not, right? And do the hard work and raise capital now, and pick wisely, because we're gonna still have demand, whether it's 5 years from now, I'm talking about for real estate, or 50 years from now, right? Are you positioning yourself, marketing perspective enough, the capital will flow inward to you, not pulling to you, not meaning that not begging for the capital. And what you're doing right now, you're talking to investor right now, right? You're talking to 2 investors, 20 investors, or hundreds of investors. Use your technology, right? And I just want to leave it to that. I know that is Canada Day, so I don't want to go overtime. And I'm glad that all you guys, seeing you guys online, and thank you for joining us. And if you have a question, ask me for any questions. Otherwise, happy Canada Day, and take it easy and go have spend the time with family, spend the time with loved ones, and see you guys all next week. And we have a major industry player next week. Invite really respectable mortgage professionals in Canada. That it's company. It's doing millions and millions, even in the billion-dollar figures of loans. So stay tuned, and wish you well, and happy Canada Day, and stay high to your family, and love you guys. Take it easy, guys. Love you all. Happy Canada Day, Facebook. Bye. Hey guys, I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna let you guys go, and and thanks for joining the Zoom call, guys. Bye. Bye, Will. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. You're welcome. Wish you all. See you next time, Dave.